Good morning, this is Jack from Charting Markets, and this is an intraday webinar for the morning of Monday, the 3rd of March. My disclaimer, I do this for educational purposes only. I'm here to share my technical analysis with you. I hope you can take some of what I'm doing and learn from it, transfer it to your own charts. I'm not here to issue trading signals. Right. Okay, let's have a look. We saw a nice rally up off the low on Fridays, and we may be seeing a full-scale reversal here. Not certain that's the case yet, but we've got the 60-minute buy signal that was on ES has reached the possible near miss target, and the NQ1 has also reached the possible near miss target. So those are now out of the game, although they may continue higher to reach the full targets, of course. Do we have any obvious reversal patterns here? Not yet. I'm wondering about a move up into the to form. If we're going to see a return to the highs, then I would expect to get up towards this possible IHS neckline in the 6025 area, and then form a right shoulder. Could we be forming that right shoulder now? Possibly, yes. But it would be better if we went up and did it. It's looking at NQ. We've got an IHS neckline there too. I don't think there'd be much possibility of forming the right shoulder of it at the moment. 60-minute buy signal has reached the possible near miss target on RTY. RTY has been the slowest off the lows and is actually not that far away from retesting Friday's low at the moment. YM, we've got a possible double bottom breaking up. It doesn't look like much on the YM chart, but it looks better on the Dow chart. And DAX and the SDX, these have already gone back and retested the highs, but the Europeans have been stronger for a while now. So we will see how that goes. All right, let's have a look at the bigger picture charts. Okay, SPX. SPX, you can see the possible IHS neckline. I've marked it in, and we haven't quite reached it yet, but we are seeing a pullback. I'm not surprised to see a pullback, but the question is whether, of course, it holds support. I'm leaning towards it doing that. We've made the initial double bottom target, but if we are going to make more progress to the upside, and I think we might well, then I'd be looking for a move up to 6010 area and the IHS neckline that is there. So we will see. On the hourly chart, we've got an hourly RSI 14 buy signal, which has fixed, and which has a, well, these are strong buy signals. These would generally make target, not always, but generally. I'm leaning towards it making more upside and getting to that target. At the moment, we're finding resistance at the 50-hour moving average. That tends to be a pretty important level. But at the moment, I'm assuming we will see a retracement, possibly a low retest, but more likely a retracement, and then a move up towards making this target. On the daily chart, we've got a very obvious target above, which is the daily middle band at 6038. So we will see how that goes, but I'm quite liking it. And the low setup on Friday was pretty good with the hourly buy signal I was looking at on SPX fixed, and it's a good signal. And we got the RSI 14 buy signal I was looking at on NQ has fixed as well, and that is a good signal. These are nice setups, and these are signals which I would normally expect to make target. And I'm not seeing anything compelling yet to suggest that we're not going to do that today. Looking at the Qs, obviously we've got a big resistance above at the daily middle band at 524. Looking at, I just want to mention the weekly middle band, so I was writing about those on Friday. We just about held the weekly middle band on SPX. We closed effectively on it, but we lost the one on NDX with a close significantly below it. So these are significant support breaks. And on SPX, we saw a hold of this trend line here. It's I'm thinking we may well see what I was talking about was the low before the high on Friday, and the possibility that we might go back and retest the high. It's not a bad setup to do that. We will see how that goes. We've just made a 50% retracement of the move up from the Friday low. If we find support here, then I'm looking for the next stages higher. On ES, as I said, I've got a very nice looking possible IHS neckline in the 6025 area, and I'd be looking for that next and a possible right shoulder to form there. I've got an equivalent pattern on SPX as well. On NQ, I'd be looking for a move up towards this IHS neckline here in the 21380 area, and we would see how it went. But if we saw some right shoulders from that, that could set up a retest of the all-time highs from here, which, as I was saying on Friday, is actually a real possibility. We shall see. Looking at the others, looking at DAX, Sorry, Dire. We've got a decent looking double bottom here. It doesn't look like much on the YM chart, but it does look like quite a lot on the Dire chart. Now, this is an interesting one because this double bottom, of course, is breaking up with a target really at the top of this, this declining resistance trend line. And as I was saying on Friday morning, this is the most bullish looking pattern on the chart because this is a pretty nice looking and high quality bull flag setup. I'm thinking we may be returning to a retest of the high. We're seeing a bit of a retrace here, but this is a double bottom breaking up. If it makes target, that'll get us back to this flag resistance and might well set up a retest of the high. And if we see that, then we would have a nice looking nested double top here. We will see. It's looking at. We've got a weak RSI 14 buy signal fixed here on the daily chart. We've got an RSI 5 buy signal fixed. I like it. It's nice. So we will see whether that follows through today. But at the moment, my working assumption is that it's going to. And you can see here, that's a nice looking double bottom. And it's broken up and it's very obvious where the target is. All right, let's have a look at IWM. Okay, IWM, nothing on the daily chart, of course, although very, very, very oversold on the daily RSI 5 particularly. On the hourly chart, we've got an RSI 14 buy signal fixed. So at the moment, we've got open RSI 14 buy signals on all of the RTH charts. That's normally pretty bullish. In terms of getting off the ground here on IWM, we haven't actually made a lot of progress off the ground here. But it's not really about the patterns here. I'm thinking we may well see all-time high retests if we're going to go straight back to the highs on SPX, on NDX, and on Dow, but I'm not really thinking that we've got any chance of doing that on IWM, not unless something lights fire under it. DAX, we've gone back, and on the futures, we've gone back to retest the high. Same with the STX. Nikkei actually tested the 3SD, well, closed basically on the 3SD lower band, or very slightly below it on Friday. This is a very good place to see a bounce, and I'm leaning towards seeing a bounce here. All right, let's have a look at DX. Now, DX, we were getting some buy signals on USD, on GBP USD. Those have made target, and this has retraced a bit. We could be looking at a retest of this low here. I'd still be leaning towards that being a double bottom and likely some continuation higher. On ZB, we're heading a bit higher. I'm wondering about this trend line here, which I've got up at about the 119.13 area. On CL, we've got a very obvious trend line target below, and we've made the buy signal target, and I'm thinking we may well be topping out here and heading down. Keeping an open mind, but I'm liking the setup to do that, and I'm still wondering about the retest of that low there at 63.75, which on the daily chart is looking a very attractive target now. NG, this looks like a bull flag forming, an awful lot like bull flag forming. It's not very well formed, but it's decent. GC, we've broken down for a double top here, and it's got a very attractive target down in the 2800 area. The daily RSI 5 sell signal has made target already, but we've still got an RSI 14 sell signal, and we've got a very attractive target at 2800, which we may well continue down to. SI, we've got a head and shoulders here, which has broken down. I was expressing doubts about this on the bigger picture webinar last night, and I think this pattern might be about to fail. HG, this looks like a bull flag forming at the moment. We will see how that goes, but I'm leaning towards this resolving into a retest of this high. USD, we had a buy signal that made target. GBP we had a buy signal that made target. USD JPY, we've got a double bottom that's broken up, and on the bigger picture, we could be forming a head and shoulders right shoulder. On the others, we had a buy signal which made target on Australian dollar, and we've got a buy signal which has made target pretty much on NZUSD. KC, this looks like a bear flag forming. The 60-minute buy signal has reached a possible near miss target. This looks very, very much like a flag. I'm expecting this to resolve into a retest this low here in the 365 area. On SB, we've got obviously the double top more than made target here. We've still got an open RSI 14 sell signal on the sugar chart, and I'm wondering about this going lower, but it looks like a bit of an oversold bounce at the moment. On CC, we had a nice looking little double top here. I was liking the chance of this making target, and it's almost made target. Leaning towards seeing a retest of this low here just above 82.50. On wheat, Wheat, we've got a possible 60-minute buy signal brewing, but really, all of the grains charts were looking as though they had lower to go. Corn, 60-minute buy signal fixed, but not really off the lows at all at the moment. On soy, we did have a possible weak 60-minute buy signal brewing. We're losing that divergence here now, and we're moving down pretty clearly towards this double top target, which I've got in the 1,000 to 1,005 area. On CT, I'm wondering about making a low here. If so, we could have a very nice looking double bottom here. I'd quite like to see that deliver. On lumber, lumber is going a bit higher. I do have a target a bit higher. I was talking about this on the Big Picture webinar last night, but it's not an awful lot higher. And I'm thinking we may well be heading down afterwards. On live cattle, possible double bottom here, but the lower it goes, the less decent this setup is. No current positive divergence. And on lean hogs, we have gone a little lower on a 60-minute bicycle, wondering about a possible low forming here, but there's no obvious pattern for it. All right, great. Let's have a look at questions. Right. Okay, no questions. Hey, Doug. Right, we've got, looking just a quick review of ES. I'm liking the upside here. We've got open buy signals on the RTH charts on SPX, on the Qs, on Dia, on IWM, and I'm expecting to see it go higher. If we could see a full reversal that takes us back up into a retest of the all-time highs, if we do see that, then this is the level I'm watching on ES 6025, and if we see a right shoulder form there, then we could see a full reversal back up into the high. Bigger picture, that would not necessarily be bullish. I know a lot of people would read it that way, but we could well just still be forming the same high. As I said, this thing about the sharp low before we see the actual high is part of an overall bearish setup. We will see. All right, great. In that case, I'll catch you tomorrow, guys. Yeah, sorry, I'm a bit under the weather. Apologies about everything being late today. I'm going to try and get a post out today as well. So I'll catch you guys tomorrow.